Press Start Podcast.
And welcome back to the Press Start Podcast. I'm your host, Vic, aka Mr. Never Chillin. This is episode number 163. And this week I'm joined by my co host, Scott, aka Scobeywan. What's going on, bro?
Hello, everyone. How are we doing today?
And we do got Roger, aka Lunatic Ablivion, as well. Welcome back, bro.
Hello, how are you guys?
Pretty good, man. How was everyone's Easter?
Saw the bunny.
Good.
I saw the bunny.
I saw the bunny. It's all that matters.
Hell yeah.
Got him.
We got him. Tag him and bag him. But yeah, man. Yeah, it was definitely a good holiday. It wasn't long enough as always. I feel like these weekends are not long enough, especially with my new job now having off Saturday and Sunday. I feel like they go by in a fucking blink. Like I low key miss my days off like from my other job. Like they actually felt like days off. Now they just go, what days? So yeah, that's how I feel. But yeah, overall my new job is going well. That is good news. Been picking that up really well. But how's you guys' jobs going? Chaotic or same shit, different day?
Same shit, different day, really.
Yeah, I'd have to go with that. They never stop making. Every time they make something that's idiot proof, and Roger can attest to this, they make better idiots every day.
No doubt. Well, it's been about 3 weeks since we been on a podcast. Well, I had Paul on the week before, but yeah, nonetheless, we had a lot of time to play some games. So let's go ahead and dive in and talk about what we have been playing since we all three actually have a pretty significant list here for once. Let's see, what do we want to kick it off with, man? Actually, let's just kick it to you guys for the Oblivion Remastered. I'm not sure who wants to take this one first, but tell me about this experience. I think you guys also played the OG and then see how it plays in comparison at all.
I actually missed Oblivion. I skipped right past it and I did Morrowind.
So Morrowind is before it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. When you said skip past it, I thought you meant like.
I went from that to Skyrim. Sorry.
That's fair. That's fair. I was a huge fan of the Elder Scrolls, like Morrowind. Picked up Oblivion, and let me just say, like my 16-year-old self sat here and like my inner child almost cried, maybe shed a tear. You know, I'll leave that one open for some. For interpretation, but man, it was so nice to see the remaster, and I probably spent I spent way too long, probably about 30-40 minutes in just the character creation, because I genuinely like I would go through and I would cheese it up. I'd make something just grotesque and ugly, but like I already knew other people were gonna do that, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make me, and I did, and I spent like a lot of time there. The lips are a little big, they're about as big as I imagined mine would be, but I did the tutorial, and I just sat there and like in specific moments, just like remembering what it was like back in 06 when this dropped and you're playing it. And then just like remembering how it felt then versus how it feels now, and it was legitimately every feeling all over again. Like you're seeing here on the screen, like it was playing the game all over again, and it felt entirely fresh, as if it felt like it played like it was a new game, but we knew that it was just nostalgic. I could probably go on for at least 20 more minutes about how this game made me feel playing it. But we can get down to brass tacks. The graphics overhaul was amazing. The combat overhaul is good. It's not too clunky. It looks amazing, and like some of the features that they've added, just like the lighting and everything like that, has just been like overwhelmingly positive for me, at least personally. When you're in the tutorial level and you're in the tunnels and you go into your caves and stuff like that, like just seeing how good it looks in comparison to what it used to. And for the time in 2006, it looked pretty good. It looked really good. It was in the creation engine, if I'm not mistaken, and the creation engine at the time was a good engine to play these games in. But seeing it now again was so refreshing, and it was, dare I say it, without sounding too goddamn cliche, it was breathtaking in some regards. The reflections of fire that were in the water, that were on the ground, like just some of the detail there that you never would have gotten in the original Oblivion, and just playing through all the mechanics, like they've added some. I wouldn't say they added, but but they definitely reworked some of the things there. Where it's like, if you remember in the original Oblivion, the Emperor dies. Spoiler alert. Sorry, guys. The Emperor dies in the beginning, but like the method with which he would die was like always kind of weird and different. Like you had to watch the guy come through the wall, and then he just like hit him, and he just went, and he just like fell over. But like this time they added, like they actually went in, like they freeze you. They added in like the assassin coming through behind him, like actually slicing his throat, like stuff like that. Like they added those little details, but it all culminates at the end, where it's like I think every Oblivion player felt the most probably like nostalgia and like wonder was when you get out of the sewer and you fight. It finally opens up into Cyrodiil, like as a whole, and it's just, I can't say enough about it.
Yeah.
If you loved the series, if you loved this game, pick it up, play it, pay the $49.99, or get Xbox Game Pass, or get PC Game Pass and pay the $19.99 something, because 2006 you deserves this game. Is really all I can get to. I sat here for maybe like 10 minutes after I opened up the sewer, and when I finally came out and you're looking over the ruins, but it was like nighttime for me, so like the sun was over in like to my right, and all the lighting rays were coming through, and it was like dusk, and it was just amazing. And I sat here like this. This exact position, just maybe for a good like 5 minutes, just like,
this shit looks good.
Just appreciating it.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend, if you haven't played this yet, if you haven't gotten in there, do so, because the 2006 version of you deserves this game, and the 2025 version of you, if you haven't played this game, deserves to see this game now, as it is so much easier. Because everyone's so used to Skyrim, like a lot of people used Skyrim as their intro game, and so going backwards, as we've seen, is awful for some of these games.
Yes.
And this is the time to do it.
Yeah. I just had one qualm about this game, is like how it's titled a remaster. I truly feel as if this is a remake. And
no,
this is on a new engine. They changed the gameplay. You added sprinting. They changed the leveling. Like, this is a true remake from the ground up, in my opinion. Like, this, they didn't just enhance the graphics. Like, they changed a lot of shit. They made this game from the ground up. That is the definition of a remake. We've talked about that when we were trying to distinguish, like, what is the difference between a remake and a remastered, and like, does it qualify for Game of the Year, blah blah blah. This game looks fucking incredible, and it went from, like you said, the creation engine. This is on Unreal Engine 5. This is a completely different engine. So, like, I don't know why they did
remasters and remakes usually are, for the most part,
nowadays.
So,
but it's so weird,
I will
like they
I will argue that, though. I will argue that this is not a remake. This is a remaster. It has the same exact bugs, has the same exact physics. Like, it has literally, all they did is they took what they had, threw it into Unreal Engine, made sure it didn't fucking break, and they added sprinting, and they made combat a little less clunky. That's it. Those are maybe 3 things. I wouldn't count sprinting and combat in that, just because, like, that shit was almost unplayable in 2006. And so they wouldn't want to put all the money and effort into this remaster and then not have it be playable because the combat was so dog. But I would still say this is a remaster and not a remake, because they keep everything. They keep the voice dialogue bloopers that are still in the game. Like, every original flaw that made you love Oblivion in the first place is still there. They could have patched it. They could have done all of that, but they didn't. They took their code, threw it in Unreal Engine 5, made sure it didn't spit out broken product, added sprinting, and did the combat a little bit.
What's your thoughts on the game, Roger?
So far, it's an Elder Scrolls game to me. Like they haven't always tickled my fancy. They were fun here and there, but they're not always great.
That's fair.
Yeah,
But-
like I'm hoping that I get a different opinion of this one by the end, but who knows? Who really knows what I'm gonna feel like at the end of this game? But I haven't played an Elder Scroll game since, I don't know, the original Skyrim.
Well, shit, that was like 2015, like 10 years ago or some shit.
Yeah.
So even that's been a while. Like we were saying in the pre-show, it is crazy to think that like there's a whole generation of gamers who have never played Oblivion. Like they only know Skyrim. They've had Skyrim re-released to them 37,000 times. There's never been a new Elder Scrolls game since, other than like Legends or Swords or whatever the fuck it was for your phone, and Castles, I think it was for your phone. Those don't fucking count. Those are like side games. But like mainline games, they've only ever had Skyrim. And I mean, I guess you have online, Elder Scrolls Online, but like that's a whole totally fucking different beast. So it's awesome to see that people are able to hop into what a lot of people have always said is Oblivion is the best one out of all of them. But everyone has their own opinion. I'm with you, Roger. I've barely really played any of them. I never really played any of them all, if I'm not mistaken, to be honest. So I did download it. It's on my queue to eventually get to, but I have way too many games to dive into. But Roger, let's go ahead and talk about one of our games that, man, we've been talking extremely highly about. The entire games industry is loving right now. It is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I'll let you take it first and talk about it, and then I'll kind of chime in and give my points into it. But overall, what is your experience like? Because I know this is night and day different compared to your thoughts on Oblivion.
Yeah, so I've always been a JRPG fan at core. Like Western RPGs have always had a struggling place in my heart, but JRPGs or any like non-traditional JRPG has always been awesome to me. But to see a French developer make a JRPG style game that just truly I don't want to put down. I looked at it in Steam for a few minutes and I was like, man, this looks really good. Maybe I'll buy it. And then a few minutes later, I went to Game Pass and I went, huh, maybe I won't need to buy it now. This is cool. So, like, I picked it up, started playing, and I was like, all right, I'm not quite sure what I think of this so far, kind of just playing through it. Then all of a sudden, I was just like, wow, this is way better than I anticipated it ever being. And then it continues to build upon things and build upon more things. And you start building out your characters how you want them built. Each weapon scales differently off of your stats. Like, just the game itself just has so much depth to it. It's just really well put together. I am beyond just impressed with how good it plays. I don't know what else to say about it other than it has captured all of my current like waking time.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, it really, like, once this game dropped and I played through the prologue, if I'm playing a game, it's been Expedition 33. I even put Assassin's Creed Shadows on pause for now, just to play this, just because like that prologue was so incredibly done. Like it drove roots into you to have you like really hooked into the story, because of like the moral of the story is like there's this paintress that paints on a fucking tree out yonder, and it's a year that she paints, and it keeps counting down, and anybody that age fucking dies. And it's just like, holy fuck, like that is like a crazy ass concept to begin with. But then like there's each year there's a new expedition that goes out to try and get to the paintress to then stop this cycle from happening. You're just happen to be Expedition 33, and now it's your turn to try and do that. And that's basically the premise of the story without spoiling anything. But the whole prologue, man, like that, the emotional depth to the characters that I just met, I was like, holy fuck. And then like losing certain characters, and I'm like, fuck me, like damn, like that person was a dope ass character, that person was a dope ass character, losing them. And then like, don't get me started on the music. Like, I really wish Paul was here to talk with me about the music, because me and him like go crazy when game has like a crazy score to it. Roger, I know you even were like, yo, this score is fucking incredible. And like I looked it up, like I downloaded the soundtrack on my phone on Apple Music. Let me bring it up here again. I was just telling the guys when we were playing Marvel Rivals earlier, like this shit is a massive ass soundtrack. It has 154 songs. It's 8 hours and 10 minutes long. Like they went fucking ham in the shit. And without spoiling it, like the parts that I'm at now is definitely really like sad, dreary, like really deep fucking emotional music. But what Bass is saying is like the music completely changes when you get to a certain point, and it goes like on a whole different genre, and you're like, oh shit. But yeah, like the music is crazy. Like depending on like where you're at, what you're doing, like the music matches that, which is really fucking incredible. And then like don't get me started on the voice acting. Like it's next level. But the fact that they have Charlie Cox making his video game debut in this game is fucking phenomenal. And I was on Twitter scrolling and someone like put on like this new outfit for the Gustav and it made him look like Daredevil, like with the glasses and everything. Guy was like, "This is Daredevil." Oh wait, it is Daredevil because it's Charlie Cox.
It's Daredevil Reborn Obscure 33.
Yeah,
Two.
but yeah, he's been fucking phenomenal. And all the other characters so far that I've met have been great. But yeah, like Roger, I definitely agree with like how they build on the story. Like I just got to the point where like I got my third character and then I met the merchant, like my first merchant, and like how that was. And then like also the curator at the manor. That one was pretty cool. It's just like how they just keep adding to it, and then like the different ways of like setting up your characters with the attribute points and then your skill points and then like your weapons and then your what are those three things you can attach again? Drawing a blank on what they're called.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on those. Like, but that all completely alters the entire gameplay. But then like combat is like really fucking fun. Like, because this is like this is like my third, I guess, in the past couple years, like turn-based RPGs. Because I started with Sea of Stars, which we know was phenomenal. I played Metaphor Refantasio, stopped playing it, but that game was still a lot of fun. But like that, it even builds off of that, like the turn-based, but then being able to parry and dodge, and then eventually like jump and like counter. It's just really like keeps you on your toes. It's not like Bass was saying when we were playing earlier. He was like, it's a game that keeps you on your toes because it's not like, oh, you're just clicking buttons, oh, attack, heal, whatever you're doing. Like you have to be paying attention because if you're not, you're going to get fucked up. Without a doubt. Pictos, yes. Thank you.
Lumina?
And that's the other one too. That's a whole nother thing to even get into. I just got to that part where you can start upgrading those things. And I'm just like, okay. Like this game, there's a lot that just continues to build on and just has you on this loop. And I do really enjoy like it's not really an open world game per se. Like when you get into the areas, they're like really linear with like exploration areas that can be kind of hidden. But then like when you're in that overview map, which reminded me of Roger when we played Tiny Tina's, when we were on that like overworld map with the big head and weren't running around and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. But yeah, man, I can sit here and talk about this game all night long. Like you, Scott, we're talking about Oblivion. You're just like, you're hype on Oblivion. I'm hype on Expedition 33.
Well, and for good reason. Yeah, for good reason, because everything I've seen about this game is so good. And we talked right before the show started. Like, I'm upset that Oblivion came out like right around the same time because like I'm on Oblivion. I'm Team Oblivion right now, and once this is done, I'm going to be playing this game because it looks so damn good. I've seen the gameplay. I've seen you were talking about the music. Everyone's talking about the music with this game, and we've talked before about this where music is huge for games to get that extra piece of immersion, that extra part that it always seems to be lacking for so many games. And I'm just super excited for this, and I really hope to pick it up immediately when I'm done closing shut the jaws of Oblivion.
This game feels like this year's Liza P to me. That's exactly how it feels, like without a doubt.
That's fair.
It's a double A out of nowhere.
Yeah, and Roger, we keep talking about it over and over and over again. Double A is where it's at. Like they are just hitting on all cylinders, and I'm absolutely loving it. But we could be sitting here talking about this all day long. Roger, let's talk about one of the games that you recently beaten, Tavern and Ale. This is a game that I've never seen before, but how was that experience? Was that an enjoyable game? You recommend it to people?
So I was just looking for something to do with Jordan. I was like, we've been just playing games, but like, what do we do now? We need a new game. So we were looking around. We were like, oh, maybe we'll get a new builder game kind of style thing. And this showed up, and it was like, so I see you're playing Unpacking. I believe
Mm-hmm.
that's like Uncooked, one of those style games where it's just like a mad dash to get through a level where a bunch of shit's just all over the place and you got to take care of it.
Yeah, unpacking your there's literally
That's,
boxes. You're just pulling shit out the box and putting it where
yep,
you think it would go, and it's like turn your
you're
fucking brain
going.
off.
Yep. Well, this is the opposite of turn your brain off. So it's like all of those little like cooking games you've had over the years where you're like, all right, so I gotta go fast, gotta put stuff away, and like this game, you're running a tavern, and like as soon as you open, people are coming in, they're ordering stuff, they're looking for a room. It's go 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 go. But then it's not just like, oh, I'll order the stuff I need. No, you gotta grow your own food. You gotta go out and kill stuff. Like you gotta go hunt your own boars. You gotta do all this silly stuff, and then there are these missions that just don't take themselves seriously. Like they are the dumbest shit I've dealt with, and they don't care. They literally do not care how little they respond. They're just like, we're just fucking around, we don't really fucking care about anything. Like the dialogue is just horrible, but it's
Hmm.
horrible for a reason. Like I thought it was a fun game, and it was only $10. That's kind of what I'm looking for with games lately. It's just like some stupid fucking silly fuck around game for 10
Hmm.
bucks. Something I
Yeah.
can do with somebody else, and it's just a quick pickup, have fun. I'm not looking to spend 40, 50, $100 for a game that I'm not going to play for more than 5 minutes some days.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like you said, spending $70 plus on games these days is starting to become harder and harder, and it's not because of lack of funds. It's like I feel like I'm wasting my money if I'm buying a game for 70 plus and it turns out to be fucking dog shit.
And I
You're
can't return it.
yeah.
Yeah, well, it's because $70 for the game's worth 15 at best. Where you get to games like Tavern and Ale, you're paying 10. You know,
And it was worth
you get,
more
yeah,
than
it's
10.
worth more than 10. I have a couple friends where I hop into Discord and like him and his wife are playing this game and they're just having fun, just like relaxing, just chilling, like. And this is one of those games where it's worth the $10. It's worth more than the $10 just for the time you spend and you get to relax and do stuff co-op and like just play.
Yeah, definitely dope. All right, so let's talk about Atomfall for you, Scott. It's also on my list, Roger. I think you already beat it, so you can even chime in on this as well. Scott, what's your take on Atomfall? Because I mean, shout out to Game Pass, man, just allowing us to play all these fucking games.
First and foremost, thank you to Game Pass, our Lord and Savior Game Pass. This past like month and a half particularly. So I have to be honest with you. I've played an hour and a half tops. Because right after I grabbed this and downloaded it, I hopped into RuneScape. So let me be honest. Let me be perfectly honest with that. However, it was fun. It was a Fallout feel with like an extra like open world RPG like added in there. I mean, which is Fallout, but anyway, like it was yeah. Sorry, like redundant. Welcome to the Department of Redundancy Department. It was fun. I loved like the clues and the notes and the things that were left there that like you just got to read and see what was going on. I think when I finally left it off, I was in the ass end of some mines after walking around and wandering around for a hot minute. But it was fun. It played great. The storyline is for sure there. The storyline is 100% there. But it was just kind of fun, and I feel like this is more of like this will be one of those things where it's like I'll casually pick up, and just kind of like when I'm, maybe in like a weekly rotation, just kind of pick up and continue to play. But I also think that there's a very, very good chance that like I will get sucked into this game. When I first played it, I played it for like a half hour while I was watching my daughter, and then she woke up, and all I was like, I gotta get back in that game. I was like, that game was fun. That game was good. Like that game is great. Like I loved the crafting in it. Like that was fun. It felt you very clearly were in a survival game, but it wasn't meticulous.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow that felt good to me. Like, and they hit it with that where it's like, yeah, I need bandages, I need this, I need all like, but it wasn't to the point to where it's like, well, I can't go do the quest because I have to run out and go get these things and then go get and then go craft and then I can go do it. You know, you're not spending an hour and a half, 2 hours prepping to go do something. You're just doing it and like crafting and making things along the way.
Yeah, it's
So that
definitely a
was
good
fun.
flow to it. Yeah, the gameplay flow is definitely there. But yeah, I definitely agree. Like the whole field, like it's like Fallout meets Metro,
Yes.
like also meets Stalker 2 in a way, has been really interesting. And then like the different enemy types that you're running into, whether it's like the zombified guys like they're like fucking blue.
The green dudes or the teal dudes or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like I just started running into druids, and then also like you have the military that's there too. You're like, well, don't want to fight that big ass robot right now, so I'm not going to go that way. But yeah, just
These
like
motherfuckers got Gundams.
just having to like conserve ammo has been very interesting too. And it's just like my biggest downfall is I feel like the melee combat feels like very like let me hit you with like a fucking stick, like I'm hitting them like this, like I want a marker. Like I'm not really
You're just
doing
bopping
anything.
them on the head. Like,
Like I have a
No.
fucking dagger or like a sword, and I'm just like ting, stabbing you, and you're just like, I didn't take any damage, and I'm like, you're very
Well,
bullet spongy for some reason.
you already explained it. We're in a world of Gundams and mechs.
But
Swords mean fuck all
if
at
I'm
this
hitting
point.
people, I'm hitting flesh, and they're just like, you're not really doing anything to me. But then I
Kevlar
take
tank tops,
and then
baby.
I take one bullet or one bow and arrow, and it's like to the head, dead, instant. I'm like, well, that's realistic. The other shit can't be realistic, I guess. But yeah,
But,
I definitely agree. It's
yeah.
gonna be one of those games that like I pick up like sporadically. It's not gonna be a game that I'm trying to like mainline and get through. It's just like, let me play something different. Like I don't feel like playing Assassin's Creed right now, so let me go play Atomfall. Don't feel like playing Atomfall, let me go back to Assassin's Creed. But other than that, my time is really gonna be fucking hooked on Expedition 33 until I beat that game.
That's fair. Yeah. No. Now take what I say with a grain of salt because I've played that hour and a half ish, but like I feel I think it was like 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, Roger, when you said you were playing this game, you're like, I all I'm thinking about right now is Atomfall, and I get it. In that first hour and a half, like just playing it, I'm like, this is interesting. It's fun. I want to keep going because I want to see what else the game has, and then I just periodically would like
dungeons felt the same. Like everything I did felt new, refreshing, unique.
So, yeah, then that's why I'm saying like it could be a very slippery slope very easily, where it's like you get back in and it's like, well, now I guess I'm fucking playing Atomfall for the rest of this week or next week and until I beat it.
It's also not that long of a game
had that
either.
pull. Yeah, it definitely had that pull.
Because Atomfall is only, according to howlongtobeat.com, is 10 to 16 hours. So, I mean, that's a relatively short game.
Well, shit, we can do that in a podcast.
But yeah, let me talk about another game that was on Game Pass. This is also another game that's in talks for Game of the Year already, and that's Blueprints. I know I've been trying to, Roger, I was asking you, like, yo, have you played this game yet? Have you played this game yet? No. I know Marshmallow has played it. This game was addicting as fuck. And this literally was the only game I was playing for a very long time until I finally beat it. The more I'm gonna get the trailer here up on screen in here in a second. Basically, like you were gifted this estate from your uncle. The house has 45 rooms, but he says there's a 46th room that is elusive. But each day the layout of the rooms change. So every time you open up the door, you get to choose what room is crafted. And some rooms have either 4 ways around, some of them are like just an L shape to the left, L shape to the right, some of them are just straight through, but different ones have like puzzles in them, or you get different items, whether they're gems or keys. Sometimes you can find shovels and sledgehammers, but like the more of the story is like you're trying to go from the beginning of the house to the back of the house, which has the antechamber, and there's 3 doors that can be open. You have one to open one, you have to get to the Great Hall, and there's right here's the Great Hall where there's like seven doors. One of those doors that you open has a lever that you pull that unlocks one of the antechambers, and then there's other two I'm not going to spoil because it's just different ways that you can find them. But then to unlock the 46th door, which is in the other direction, you have to like build the foundation, get down to the basement, and like do a whole bunch of shit. But like getting there is really fucking tough. There's ways to beat this game in one day, but like I think it took me like 40 some days to beat it, like in game time. Like it took me forever because like sometimes like the luck of the draw, like you end up with just straight up dead ends, and you can't keep building, and you didn't progress the story any further at all, and it's just like fuck. But yeah, there's highly recommend this game. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I've checked this one out and been following it since its announcement. And shout out to Game Pass, man. Like Game Pass has been hitting on all cylinders. Like as soon as I beat a game, there's already another one waiting for me to download and play. And it's not going to end
That's
anytime
fair.
soon because in
That's
about
fair,
it,
yeah.
about a week or two, we got Doom, the Dark Ages right around the corner. Like it's never ending. And then we got the Xbox showcase coming up here in June where they're going to be announcing the back half of the year. Like there's not going to be a shortage of games playing at all. And on top of that, we got the Switch 2 coming out, you know. But I'm trying to think. Roger, was there any other games you want to talk about here on your list? Actually, yes.
This week, no.
South of
Oh, go
Midnight.
ahead.
Yeah, South of Midnight. Because I know I talked to you in chat about it, and your thoughts on this game were like drastically different than mine. I just need to hear them from you, like though. So and Scott can hear it as well.
So I thought the game it was okay. I didn't think it was like some groundbreaking, game of the year defining game for me. Like the story was okay. The character designs, it took a long time for them to start feeling good to me. The combat honestly, it was built around the idea that you're going to have all the abilities, but until you got all of the abilities, it just didn't feel good. And also, while you didn't have all the abilities, even if you did, there was just a shit ton of stuff that could go wrong, and you just instantly lose the fight, and you've done nothing wrong. So like one of the things that got me and just drove me nuts was like I'd get double tapped by enemies because when she gets knocked down, she's just like, okay, now I'll get up. And while she's like laying there on the ground, you can still get hit. Like in a lot of games, there's, if you're going to be playing a fighting fantasy game, a lot of times there is just, they have stuff built for this.
Mm-hmm.
And it just didn't feel like it was there at all. Every time I was playing it, I felt like, it was driving me nuts how just anger-inducing the combat was.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Yeah, I'll just give my thoughts real quick. I think I gave them to Paul 2 episodes ago. But Scott, you can also hear it as well. But I've been talking to a bunch of people about this game, and they're like, "Yo, I'm loving it, and I'm with that boat. Like I'm on that boat. Like to me, the story was really fucking dope. The ties to the Deep South are intense, and like the themes that they cover from slavery to a lot of the other like folk tale stories that you remember reading as a kid or in high school or in college. There's a lot of that stuff that you get to see a visualization of come to life in a video game. You're like, holy shit, like that's dark as fuck. But yeah, the combat is not the most intuitive thing. It is a very simple, like simplistic system. Like a lot of the moves are basically like your traversal kind of stuff anyway, and they're used as weapons. But I do agree, like that's probably the weakest point is that combat because it's really repetitive. There's nothing really evolving at all. But I didn't really have any issues with combat. Like I don't think I've ever died in combat other than like to the boss, like a couple of the bosses. But regular
What difficulty
combat,
were you on?
like normal. I play
Okay,
I play
'cause
all
I
games on
turned
normal.
on hard mode. Yeah, like I turned on hard mode because I was like, all right, it's I like a nice fun combat game, and
This
it
game's not meant
wasn't
for
it.
combat. Like this game's
Yeah.
about story and character development and like
Mhm.
being attached to what is being told. This game like added content to or combat to the game. Like I feel like that was like an afterthought that just kind of like progressed the story because like you had to fill the bottle and like how did you fill the bottle? You had to kill the enemies to fill the bottle. And then like the chase scenes, which was like a lot of parkour kind of stuff, but like that never really felt challenging at all. But like the story
Yeah,
behind
it
like who
felt
it
goofy.
was really interesting, and like the whole game you're like, who the fuck is this person? But then you start to pick up on clues on like who it is and stuff like that. But then like the combination of the story all coming together was pretty dope. Um, and then like I'm not even gonna spoil the stuff because like it is pretty crazy with like some of the characters that you meet. But I can say I highly recommend this game. I think I gave it either 8 or 9 out of 10. This game was a lot of fun to me. And Compulsion I think did their thing, man. Especially I think this was their second or third game. And this was something dramatically different compared to what they made before. So shout out to them. And again, this is another game where I'm saying like this game could sweep awards when it comes to music and sound. Like between this game and Expedition 33 are going to be running for fucking music and sound without a doubt.
Mhm.
But yeah, Scott, another one to add to your list on Game Pass to go check out.
Oh no, I keep that list continually running. I pull up a text document every time that we have a podcast, and I'm like, I gotta play this game. I gotta put this in. Every time.
Adding it to the backlog.
I've currently got Blueprints and South of Midnight from tonight because I'm
Yeah.
obviously gonna have to play them.
Yeah.
Blueprints looks very interesting. South of Midnight, I just love the contention here,
Mhm.
and I just have to play it.
I can't say I agree with Roger. It's not Game of the Year worthy, but I do think it's going to clean up with awards with a lot of other categories, especially with like the voice acting. I thought was really good too. So in like new art direction and stuff like that. That I think that's going to be where it could win some awards. But it's been 36 minutes of us talking about what we've been playing. We can sit here and talk about it all night long because we've actually had a long list of games of what we've been playing. It's been awesome because there are nothing. There's not a shortage of games, and it's not ending there because obviously
We are in a feast right now.
Yeah, and it's
we are in a feast right now,
and we're going to be talking about what's coming up here soon. So let's go ahead and move on to our industry news. All right, kicking it off here with an update in regards to the Palworld versus Nintendo lawsuit. Pocket Pair has announced that they will be fighting this lawsuit and actually using comparisons to games like Fallout, Monster Hunter, and other games as well. Because like a lot of these other previous video games actually use similar mechanics to Palworld as well, and Pokemon, and they were like, but none of them were ever challenged by Pokemon directly. And it's just like, if you're going to use the mechanics as the reason why you're suing us, then you should also be suing all of these other people then as well. But you're not. Because we know what the real thing is like all of the pals look like Pokemon in a lot of ways, but they're not suing them for that. That's the issue. And like,
They're suing them for the catching mechanic.
And it's like, yeah, come on, bro. Like, there's been other games that use catching mechanic. There was a catching mechanic before Pokemon. Like, we've already talked about that. So it's like, yeah, bro. Like, your lawsuit has no weight if you're suing us for this, but you didn't sue them for the same thing.
That's fair. That's 100% fair. Why are you coming after us? All these other people did it. I think at this point, it's just when Palworld came out, it was tagged by the internet as Pokemon with guns.
Yep.
And that was
no doubt since the first trailer.
Literally the first trailer was like, it's like Pokemon with AK-47s.
And slave labor.
That came later when they announced like that kind of stuff where you could put your pals to work. You're like, okay.
Not only can you shoot them and then capture them, you can make them fucking grab hay. You can make them do work
in a factory for free.
Yeah, you can have them make iPhones for really cheap. You can do all of these things with your Pokemon. I mean, pals.
And then you can actually, and if you want to capture the real person that owns those pals, you could throw a pal sphere at them too and capture the real people. See, we're different, right? Than Pokemon. You can't do that in Pokemon.
Yeah, that's absolutely different. It's absolutely different. 100%. Totally different. It's just claim inspiration.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so that was a quick update in regards to that lawsuit. Scott, what's going on over in the Sega realm?
So some weird things, right? So I'm not sure if any of us, I know I wasn't, but maybe I know you guys weren't if I wasn't, but back in 1986, right? There was a little video game called OutRun. And that apparently has caught the eyes of one Michael Bay and Sydney Sweeney. So Universal Pictures is actually going to be developing a movie adaptation of this arcade game, with Michael Bay directing and Sydney Sweeney producing. They're saying that the script is going to be done by Jason Rothwell, trying to glean what they might come up with as a storyline. But for anybody who knows this game at all, so which is the maybe absolutely 0% of our viewers. So this game was an arcade behind the car third person point of view, where you were driving a Ferrari and you were just basically what you see here on the screen, just driving, going around obstacles, trying to get time scores, all that good stuff. But what happens here at the end of every level is you basically get a fork in the road, and the fork determines your next level, right? And so it happens. So there's 15 overall courses. You play like 5 of them, and each fork you take is going to get you to the different level, and they all lead to different difficulties, and eventually they all lead to their own little, like you see here, personal endings. Once again, still trying to figure out how they are going to do something like this, like a story, and what they plan on doing here. But just something weird and interesting coming out of Sega. I mean, it's not the first time that we've seen some random games just get movie adaptations. I'm really hoping we get a third-person point of view at some point in the movie, a la Doom with Carl Urban, where at the one point you go into first-person mode for about 3.5 minutes. But just something weird coming out of Sega. I don't know how to feel about it. Michael Bay directing, there's probably going to be some cool explosion shit. That's just kind of what he does. Hey, take this thing, make it explode. It's a priceless artifact. Cool. It was a priceless artifact. This is sacred ground. No, that's great. It was sacred ground. It's not anymore. It is exploded.
And then it's going to end with like a really fancy like speech with the guy who voices the Megatron or Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime, yeah, the guy who's in Invincible, the head of their little like council. No, the one thing I will say for this that kind of makes me pumped, like if you love car chases, get fucking ready, because nobody does them better than Michael Bay. Let's be honest here. Nobody does car scenes or like car chases better than Michael Bay. We've seen it in all 3 Transformers. We've seen it in everything that he's ever done is car chases and explosions. And if you're there for that, I think you're going to leave satisfied.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you, man. Like, I was really confused when they announced it. It's just like, you're digging deep into your bag to find a game, an IP that was probably once loved, I guess, back in the late 80s, early 90s. And then trying to resurrect it for a movie is, to me, a bit bizarre. Like, they gotta have to, like, have a new game in the works, too, to, like, maybe breathe life into it to, like, make it seem exciting.
So there was a 2003 sequel, which was basically the same premise, but it looked like the old Burnout movies from the GameCube, or the Burnout games from the GameCube, with the exact same pretense. So I don't know what they plan on doing with this. We'll see. It's literally the exact same game. It's literally the exact same, like, you just go through the motions. So I'm certain at one point, like, whoever's driving and whoever's riding and be like, which way do you want to go? And that'll be it. Like, well, like, oh, there it is. There's the reference. There's the reference. Like, they're gonna go to a bridge and like, do you want to go? It goes left or right. We can't go any further. We have to pick one. And then they're gonna pick like left or yeah. It's gonna be like something like that.
And he's gonna flip the Ferrari like 4 times, then
restart. Gonna flip it 4 times. Yeah, get up and be completely fine.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. But let's go and talk about a movie adaptation that I don't think anybody really asked for. I don't think it's really doing well in the movies right now. And some people that actually made the game are quite upset. So, Roger, what's going on with Sony and their recent movie?
Yeah, so Sony released the movie Until Dawn. And as many of you know, there's a game called Until Dawn. Turns out it's based on that. Sony decided that they weren't going to have the video game writers get credited for the work they did on like the game that influenced the movie. Like,
That's the guy from John Wick.
yeah, so it's definitely an interesting scenario that has happened here.
Yeah, and it sounds like from what I've been hearing from the reviews, they were like they pulled a Halo with Microsoft. They were like, we're gonna use Halo as the IP, but we're gonna not follow the story from the game, and we're gonna do our own thing. And it just
Mhm.
completely did not work. They were like, there's nothing in this that screams Until Dawn, other than it's considered a horror flick. And I
Mhm.
was just like, yeah, how do you fuck that up?
Hey, you guys know that game Until Dawn? Yeah, what about it? So I was thinking about a movie based off of that. Okay, I'm listening. So, but like what I want to do is nothing that they did in the game. Yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah,
I'm,
sign me
I'm
up.
totally on board. It's gonna be scary, right? Oh yeah, for sure, it's gonna be scary. Oh well, then that's basically that's basically Until Dawn. We're fine.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is about this IP. Like they just came out with the remake or the remaster that nobody asked for. Like the OG didn't really sell that well. The remaster didn't sell that well. The movie is not doing that well, and it's like,
I
what
forgot
is
it was
going
even
on?
a thing.
Like why? What is Sony doing?
It's like they
So
just don't understand that nobody wants this.
yeah,
Nobody wanted it.
Sony being
Nobody wanted
Sony.
the game. Nobody wanted the game. Nobody wanted the remaster.
Like I
Everyone
heard the
wants the
game
fucking
was
movie.
decent. It wasn't like fucking Concord bad, but like, come on.
That's a real low bar. I would try.
Okay, let me find
I would-
another bad game.
I was gonna say I would pick a bad game that's at least a little bit more respectable.
Oh shit. Yes, yeah. So this is definitely interesting, but yeah, we'll see if anything gets updated in regards to at least saying, hey, we want to credit you guys for at least making the game. And
Yeah,
what it's based off of.
that's some hot dog shit. That's some hot garbage right there. Is the fact that they're not even just crediting anybody. But then again, they don't have to when they make the movie completely not like the fucking game at all.
Right. Why would we credit you for something we didn't even base it off
Yeah.
of? We just used
To
the
be
title.
honest, if I was a dev and I saw that movie and it was like completely opposite, I'd be like, don't even
credit us.
mention my name. Don't even talk about
I
about
had
me
nothing
being
to do
there.
with this.
Keep me as far away from it as possible. All right, so that is all the industry news we got for you guys this week. Let's go ahead and move on to the massive amount of news that we got coming out of our gaming news. So let's go ahead and check that out. All right, kicking it off here with Xbox. There was a lot coming out from them over the last 2 weeks. First off, with news, they announced that cloud streaming app became available on all or most LG smart TVs. So it's just adding another one to the whole campaign of this is an Xbox. So now you can go ahead and check that out, which, you know, I've checked out the cloud streaming on like even the Fire Stick. It works pretty well. It just still deals with the whole latency issue. So but I do think they are getting better at that. They did confirm that like a lot of their like cloud streaming hours are like through the fucking roof. Like I think they said it was like over, I want to say it's like over 11 million hours or something. I forget like what, it's like millions of hours that are being played via like cloud streaming. And that's pretty dope. Like clearly people want this. It's just not the mainstream way of playing your games. But if you are on the go, don't have access to your console, whatever it may be, you can fucking play it on anything at this point. So that's pretty dope there. But moving on to some Xbox is games. First off, Overwatch 2. They got a new permanent mode called Stadium. Roger, have you seen this yet?
Nope.
No. So I'll get the trailer here up on screen and then we'll kind of like talk about it. It to me, I was like when this first came out, I was like, so basically what they did was get Valorant or CS:GO, but then put it in Overwatch 2, is what I see. Like this is like another one of those like trend chasing moments because everybody wants to have their Valorant mode. Like Fortnite came out with it, Call of Duty had it, or at least tried, and it didn't really work. Like Apex tried it. Every single developer is trying to have their Valorant mode, and it's just not working. You're like, I wonder why. You know,
Because it's not fucking named Valorant.
or CS:GO.
Or CS:GO. You're not loading into Valorant. You're not loading into CS:GO.
And the
Don't fucking
characters
expect
aren't meant
Valorant
to
or
play
CS:GO.
that way. Like
It's
They're not.
yes. Like this is not a Valorant or fucking CS:GO game.
Like from my experience
Also,
with Overwatch,
nobody
like
cares about
each-
Overwatch 2. Also, nobody fucking cares anymore about Overwatch
right.
2.
Marvel Rivals still runs that fucking realm. But yeah, like Roger, like you said, like these characters don't like work well for this style of game because like when you're playing Overwatch, it's like a mesh of characters play well in like a certain comp. Where like Valorant, you can in realistic, you can play with any combination of characters and make it work. In Overwatch, I don't see that really working because some of them don't really do a lot of DPS. Or at least in Valorant, any person, any character has the same amount of DPS at any given moment, outside of their abilities, like with their guns and shit like that. So it's like, yeah, I agree. I don't see how this game mode kind of works.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You can't take a 5-piece comp and expect that to work in a mode that doesn't rely or use a 5-piece comp.
And it's like it's like Valorant because like it has the whole like current like in-game currency, like your econ that you have to balance and stuff like that. But it's like not, it doesn't seem like it's like one of those like bomb planting game modes either. So it's like a really weird take on it. Like they're trying to do
That's
their
what
own
makes
thing.
it like Valorant is the economy.
Yeah.
Is.
So yeah,
So
and then it has ranked play like every other fucking game does. Yeah, to me it's getting out of hand here, but yeah, so I haven't really heard too much going on, but yeah, this is the best of 7 round based gameplay, earn stadium cash and build your loadout, third person and first person modes, and this came out on the 22nd. So if you're one of the 3 people that are still playing Overwatch 2, go have fun. Sorry for being so harsh. I just think it's a dead game.
Sorry, not fucking sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, and you know
Cheers.
what? To say it non-ironically, sorry, not sorry. Like Overwatch 2, like they've had their chance. They had their chance for years. They were Overwatch in general had their chance, and they just like shit the bed multiple times, and then blamed somebody else for it. Like they woke up and said, "Which one of you coward? Which one of you cowards shit my pants?" Is like basically what they did, and then now they're just trying to come out with game modes to try to salvage what's left. And it's like honestly, like I didn't give a shit about Overwatch shortly after Overwatch 2. Like I just didn't fucking care anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of people when it comes to Overwatch 2. So no, your fucking failed Valorant mode is not going to impress me.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about another Xbox game. Sea of Thieves, game that just keeps on giving and more access to more players if you were a Battle.net user. On May 22nd, it will officially be available there. It does support Xbox's Play Anywhere motive that they're trying to work on. It'll be available across the net from Battle.net to Game Pass to console and cloud, and on cloud or console and PC version of the cloud as well. So you'll have any and all possibilities and places to play this game as well. But drum roll, please. We're going to talk about a little bit some more news in regards to Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered here. This did shadow drop back on the 22nd, only about 5 days ago. I looked at the numbers pre-show. It peaked on Steam at 205,499 players. It had a Metascore of 86 with a user score of 8.1. So this game has been kicking ass. It's rocking. It's rolling. And it's doing really well. Scott, I think you had some numbers in regards to like how many were sold or something like that.
So no, it was let me pull that out. I pulled up concurrent players that are currently happening, which is 246,269 players are currently playing. But if we look at Oblivion sold numbers, it was ridiculous. Fucking let me pull this up here.
Yeah, I think they just put out like a graphic. Yeah, it says Oblivion Remake reaches 4 million players days after launch. So it has had over 4 million players. How many people bought it? Different story, because that has to include the Game Pass numbers already. That'd be my guess. But
yes,
4 million, that's a lot.
4 million after less than a day, less than 24 hours after them, with a huge chunk of them apparently buying them on Steam. Let me see if I can get a number here, pulling up. The time rating had 200,000 players. I'm not seeing a number for anything sold, like an actual hard number. But 4 million players, with a lot of them being on Steam, which means you spent the money, you spent the $50.
Yeah,
that's That's a lot of money for
This
a
fucking
remaster.
printed money. Crazy.
Just fucking absolutely printing money. But we didn't talk about this earlier, like during the what we were playing, but like shout out to the people that were doing Scobeywan. You all did pretty dirty. Still very much big fan of yours. For people that weren't aware, there was an actual community of gamers who liked Oblivion that were trying to redo it with the Skyrim engine, and they were doing it. They were succeeding as well, but and this is all loosely based right now. They were reaching out to Bethesda and trying to get some code, trying to do all this good stuff. And Bethesda just kept saying no. They said no, you can't have it.
Well, that's why. Well, now we know why.
Just try. Well, now we know why. Is they just kept saying no, like you can't have the code, you can't have this, you can't have that. Like, and they were like, we're just trying to make a community fucking game. And they said no. And then like a day or two after the remaster, they were like, yeah, here's our code. Here's a free copy of.
Best they give everyone a free copy.
Here's a free copy of fucking Oblivion Remastered. They are still going through with it though, so I will definitely play that when that becomes playable. Just because I want to support the people that were trying so hard for years to remake this game. And then now my next hopeful target is going to be the Skywind dev team.
I really hope, like, low key, that like Bethesda's like, we need to bring y'all on board.
I wish that were the case. They've done it before. They've just like Roger said, they've done it before. I really, really, really wish that they would do it now, because Morrowind is my favorite game. There's no voice acting. There's nothing like that. It was one of the first ones to go like the true 3D for Tez, and I just, man, they did those guys so dirty, and I really hope they don't do that for anybody else. And I really hope that they learn from, I would say, the chiding or the outward remarks of people who were supporting the Scobeywan community, that they just give these people some fucking jobs, man.
Right.
Like, obviously they're good enough at what they're doing.
Clearly.
Like, obviously they're fucking good enough at what they're doing. Maybe give them some jobs. Let them fucking work on your dev team. Let them fucking remake Arena and Daggerfall. Give us the whole goddamn thing. And then finally, maybe a couple of them can come up with a storyline for Elder Scrolls 6, because we know you ain't got that shit yet, and we know you aren't gonna fucking put that shit out anytime soon. We know you got fuck all. You got. At this point, my greatest conspiracy is that Bethesda released the Elder Scrolls 6 trailer, hoping that the community would mod it into a playable game.
Here's your Elder Scrolls 6 for y'all. All right, so let's talk about one other last game here for Xbox, and that's Diablo 4. It is getting its Season 8 update here. Seems like it should be a pretty big one here. Says the bosses will be more rewarding. It brings a major overhaul to the boss ladder, season journey, and the battle pass. It says the campfire showed us everything to look forward to with Belial's return. Maybe butchering the name. Not a huge Diablo fan. I just recently beat Diablo 3 last year or 2 years ago with Roger. But Roger, you excited to hop back into some Diablo 4 for the new season?
Not too many games, man.
Too many
games.
And it's never ending.
Oh shit, dude! I have way too many games to play.
Yeah, which is a good thing, man. It's like it's a good thing to have. But speaking about too many games, like just with Game Pass, like these are the most recent additions. So we had GTA 5 return to the service on all platforms, and that's feeding into more along the lines is that Xbox is going to get the marketing rights for GTA 6, and just gets everyone excited to play GTA. But SpongeBob SquarePants, the Patrick Star game, is out now on all platforms. Crime Scene Cleaner now on cloud, PC, and Series X and S. Tempempo is now on all of those. Obviously, we've been talking about Expedition 33 on cloud, PC, and the Series consoles. Towerborn comes out here in a couple of days. I'm looking forward to that game on the 29th, coming to cloud, PC, and the Series consoles. For those who may not have played Far Cry 4 like myself, will be available on Game Pass on April 30th. Excuse me. Anno 1800 is coming out on May 1st for cloud, PC, and Series. Call of Duty Excuse me, jeez. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the most recent one, comes out on May 1st on all platforms, and the indie hit Dredge, coming out on May 6th, the cloud, PC, and series consoles. So, long list of games that are either there are already available or coming out soon. So, there's never a dead moment in the world of games, especially when it comes to Xbox Game Pass. Even with the departures, like on the 30th, we're losing EA Sports NHL 23, Have a Nice Death, Kuna 2 Broom, Sniper Elite 5, The Last Case of Benedict Fox, Thirsty Suitors, and The Rewinder. I personally played and beat Thirsty Suitors. That was a fun game. If anybody's looking for like a Metroidvania, like side-scrolling game, The Last Case of Benedict Fox will be up your alley. Sniper Elite 5, I have not played that one. That was before the one that me and Roger beat with Resistance. Heard it was really good. Sad to see it leave. Have a Nice Death was a fun game as well. And NHL makes sense because the new one is already out. No one's playing 23. But you guys excited for any of the games coming out, or sad to see any of the ones leaving?
I wouldn't say games coming out that I'm excited for, but a game that is out that I'm excited for is gonna be the Clair Obscur. I'm really hoping to get to that before we see a pull from that. But I mean, other than that, in comparison, none of these are that high on the list. It's literally just Clair Obscur.
Yeah, that's fair. What about you, Roger? Anything on the list coming or going?
No. Like I'm excited to keep playing Claire, but that's about it. Like
I hear you.
I'm like, can we speed it up here, bud?
I feel like that's the general consensus that people are giving with this game, and I can't wait to play it and see and feel what you all are having right now.
Yeah. All right, so Xbox hardware, they did recently announce the Doom the Dark Age collection, so I'm gonna get that up on screen. Not gonna lie, this shit is to me badass. I really want to get the just the regular Xbox wireless standard controller. I'm just loving that shit, especially what they did with the A, B, X, and Y buttons. Like they did it in the Doom language. I'm really sad that on the Elite controller they stuck with the A, B, X, Y buttons and not the Doom alphabet. Don't know why they did that there. And then even the Xbox wrap seems pretty cool, but I've never tried one of those wraps yet. Because they're not like the ones that you stick onto them. They're like magnetic that just wrap around, and they're interchangeable, so they seem pretty cool. But nonetheless, obviously everyone knows with me collecting all the controllers as much as I can, I want to add this to my collection.
The computer hardware technician inside of me is like, don't ever stick anything magnetic, but like don't ever do that. But the Xbox enthusiast in me is like, of course they made sure it's not going to fuck with anything.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm always torn about magnetic wraps for essentially gaming computers.
Yeah, that's fair. Last but not least for Xbox was their April update for software. You can officially buy games with the Xbox app on mobile. You can stream your own games on console now as well. That was exclusive to just Game Pass games, where now you can add your actual collection that you bought. You can stream those via cloud and so much more. I've recently seen a lot of these updates come through, and it's been a welcoming way. Like I was always confused like why I could never buy games on the Xbox app. I always had to go to the Xbox website in my mobile browser, which felt weird. But yeah, this definitely streamlines the whole process, because I also use the rewards app on the Xbox, the rewards section of the Xbox app as well, and it's just nice to see everything coming together into one application. But yeah, that was just a quick update in regards to the software. And that is everything Xbox related. But Roger, what's going on in the PlayStation realm?
All right, so we got it. Ghost of Yotei, October 2nd, 2025, man. I am beyond excited for this game right now. Like I love Ghost. Like the Ghost series so far it's been fun every time I play it.
That goes without saying.
I'm so excited to finally play this.
Can I just harp on PlayStation as always? Why the fuck did they announce the release date like this in just like a tweet for one of their biggest games of the year? They announced it in a tweet post, like in a Twitter post. Like you couldn't just wait until like you have like a showcase, have an event, have a fucking developer direct like Xbox does. Do something worthwhile. Like the average consumer probably has no idea when this shit's coming out because they're not following Twitter like I do. We don't talk about they don't talk about it like we do.
What's Tweetar?
X.
What? Oh, that's a letter. Dude, aren't you teaching? How's your kid gonna learn the alphabet if he can't even figure it out, man?
Man, she's been saying the alphabet all day, every day. She A B C, like going crazy. I'm like, all right, so wants to sing ABCs. Let's go. But yeah, man, I agree. Like Ghost of Yotei looks so fucking good, and like it just works out. Like I recently beat Ghost of Tsushima at the top of the year in January, and now I get Ghost of Yotei later in the year, and it works. And obviously, I'm playing through Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is set in Japan as well. Like perfect year for Japanese games for me. But yeah, man, this game looks absolutely incredible too. Like the trailers at least look beautiful, but Ghost of Tsushima already looked beautiful.
Yeah, it does. And all right, so let's real quick talk about if you don't have a PS5 to play this in Europe, Australia, or New Zealand, guess you're getting fucked. Like somehow we're okay here in the United States with our tariffs, but fuck them countries, man. So they're getting a slight price increase pretty much across the board. It's going to be $4.99 in Europe. That's euros. UK is £429. Australia is now 829 Australian dollars.
There's dowry dues, I believe.
950 New Zealand dollars. And additionally, if you want the disc drive, bend over because you're gonna get fucked.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just don't get it. Like
it is expensive.
It's so crazy to see, like, this is the first generation where, like, consoles haven't gone down in price. They've gone nothing but up year over year.
Mm-hmm.
We're, like, usually halfway through the console life, them shits are, like, half off or whatever by the, like, so anybody, like, they're already taking a loss on the consoles from day one. They make zero fucking profits on them. So what is the point of raising the prices when you're still not going to make a profit off of them? Like, you're going to get a less of a less of a return. Like, I don't know. I don't see...
People are going to want to buy less of them, and they're like, but it's just basic economics. And I'm like, I mean, zero sales is still zero sales. So, like, I don't know how to help you here, but
I get a million more times sales than you do. Yeah, well, a million times zero is still fucking zero. So what do you want?
Yeah. All right. So next thing on the list here we have is software. They announced that they're going to bring back the OG PS1 to PS4 UIs that they released a while back as options, and they'll be available as of 3 days ago. So on the 24th, they actually released the ability to go back to the UIs that everyone was like, why are you taking them away? And they were like, because we're stupid. That's why.
We're taking them away. We might not even bring them back. And then... Yeah, at least they listen to the community, I guess, on this one.
Yeah, it's for once. For once, they're finally listening, and it is insane. But let's talk about their PlayStation services. So the PlayStation Plus prices have raised again, but only in Canada. So fuck you, Canada.
Agreed.
See, it would be solved if they just became the 51st state, clearly.
It'd be one big ass state.
Yeah, right.
They'd have to split them into they'd have to split them up into like at least 5 states.
We'll get the 51st state, and I think they're gonna change Greenland into red, white, and blue land. Is their current fucking hot topic? So you know what? Yeah, fuck it, I'm on board. Let's go.
Yeah, fuck it, right?
All right. So let's talk about Nintendo, Scott.
Oh man, I can't wait. I wouldn't say we've been negative in a lot of this, but we've been negative recently in this podcast. And so it's finally nice to talk about some, I guess you could say, positive news. For anybody who was worried about the Nintendo Switch and worried that they weren't going to get one, you're still not. So, but that's for a positive reason, right? You're experiencing a negative side effect for a positive reason, and that is because the pre-orders actually did go live on the 24th. and then almost immediately sold out at every major retailer. This is GameStop. This is Best Buy. This is Target. This is
Walmart.
I'm at Walmart. I'm not gonna say everywhere because I don't want you to go to like your mom and pop store and be like, "Fuck you, Scott. I got a Nintendo Switch too." but if you do that, don't tell anybody because then nobody else will get one because it will quickly be sold out. So this is gonna be one of those times where I think maybe Vic, you and I might have to eat our words a little bit. We were a little upset with some of the Switch 2 specs, some of the Switch 2 features. I wouldn't say upset, but we were just expecting a little bit more. Clearly, that is not the case. We always say vote with your wallet on this show. That's something we continually strive for is voting with your wallet, and the people have voted, and it is shit hot right now. This thing absolutely crushed in less than 3 days. It is sold out in most major retailers, if not everywhere.
Yeah, I forgot to include the numbers.
Articles are saying it's gone.
It's projected to sell 6.5 million to 8 million pre-orders, which the
Yes.
record right now is the PS4 and the PS5 both shared. It's like 4.5 million. It's going to fucking blow PlayStation out of the water. It's going to be
Yes,
it's
and
bonkers.
when we were looking at this earlier, and we were pulling up some articles, like there was one saying that Japan actually, like Nintendo can't fulfill the 2.2 million pre-sales in Japan. So like they can't even sell to themselves. Shit's ridiculous.
I actually wouldn't be
this
surprised if
thing
they
is-
were worried about stockpiling in the United States to have to avoid any tariff issues. So that's what they diverted like most of their inventory to the United States.
Well, I think there was also and we can talk about this way later,
Yeah.
probably after the show. I think there was a clause in there that electronics and computing devices
Right.
were not involved in those tariffings. Tariffings, I think that's a verb now or adverb at this point. The newest hottest adverb, tariffings. So I don't think that I had a part to play in it. So like, good on them for holding to see if tariffs were going to affect the price, but like I think they already knew it wasn't gonna, and they were just like, now it's like it comes out, and they were
just willing to eat the cost because they already know that hence they're already not making money on console sales.
Yeah,
Because look,
So, like,
where did
what-
they raise the prices at, Scott?
Oh, they raised the prices
On all the hardware and the software you're going to
on
buy
all
for
of
the
that
games.
hardware. Well, it's because and this is what's so terrifying about the pre-orders is and the Nintendo selling out and Mario Kart World being already pre-ordered and stuff like that is like all those people that have bought this have just proven that we have no fucking problem spending $90 on a goddamn game. I have a problem spending $90 on a fucking game,
Yeah, I'd rather spend $20 a month for Game Pass.
but they're gonna take this as, oh, the people have no problem spending $90 on a fucking game. So I can't wait to see how that's going to affect the entire market when actual games that take more fucking time, that have bigger teams, bigger budgets, and produce a better quality work. Can't wait to see how that is going to affect us. And that is the most PG-13 way that I can say that. Because I cannot wait. So, with that though, they did update some of their pricing. So the Switch 2, $449.99. Switch 2 with Mario Kart World Bundle, $49.99.99. So you save $40 on your game there. Mario Kart World, $80. Donkey Kong Bonanza, $70. Which, why? Just a different title. Kind of hate some of the things that they're doing here. You can get the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller for $84.99, which was originally $79.99, so we can see where the tariffs really fucked that one. The Joy-Con 2 pair is $94.99, which was originally $89.99, and these tariffs just keep swinging. Joy-Con 2 Charging Grip was $34.99, now $39.99.
Here's the big
Joy-Con
one.
2 strap. Joy-Con 2 strap, baby, right here. This is where, oh man, the Democrats were right on this one. This is where it hurts the most. The Joy-Con 2 strap, originally $12.99, $13.99. God, I will never financially recover from this. The Joy-Con 2 wheel set, originally $19.99, now it's $24.99. Basically, you're just adding $5, with the exception of the Nintendo Switch 2 dock set, which is $10. It was originally $109.99, and now it's $119.99. Everything else, basically $5 increase. And the carrying case and screen protector, $39.99. The all-in-one carrying case, $84.99. The AC adapter, $34.99. And the micro SD express card is going to be $59.99 for 256 gigabytes. I can't remember the last time I spent $60 on 256 gigabytes. That shit is $10.
Yeah, hopefully, because like it's
Love
so weird.
that.
Like I just bought a micro SD for my Switch, but apparently I don't think it's going to be compatible because I don't think I bought an express card or something. Like it has to be an express card for
It has to be the micro XD Express, yes. Now, all of this money that you are paying now is not wasted because you get some cool new features in Mario Kart World. So, like for example, and you get some modes that come back as well. So, like for example, Grand Prix and time trials are back. That's where your money's going. You can now charge jump straight from the track. That's where your money's going. And you get an open world free roam feature. That's where your money's going.
Yeah, a lot of the new items.
And then you
cool,
get
though.
everything that you love. The new items, cool, great. That's where your money's going. I'm just gonna end every sentence with that until we're done talking about an $80, $90 fucking video game. When we're done talking about this, I will stop.
You can play
saying
as a cow.
that is where your money's going. You can play as a cow. That's where your money's going.
You can drive as a tractor trailer. That's definitely where your money's going.
All jokes aside, you do get some modes back. You do get some new tricks in here, and some of the new items are actually pretty cool. But you're gonna have to spend $80 to get them, so don't forget that fact. And that was a price before the tariffing, so that was just Nintendo charging Nintendo prices. And I'm gonna keep talking crap about it because this is going to set a precedent that I do not like. And so I will continue to talk as though I do not like the precedent it is setting. However, things that I do like. Pokemon trading card game Pocket. They do have a new expansion coming out, and it's going to be fun. I'm still working on the last expansion because
I have 4 cards left for that one.
I'm pretty confident that they heard us talking shit about the second expansion and how easy it was to complete it, and they just made this thing hard.
Yeah,
it's so hard for me. I got the
cards are like impossible.
I got the golden Pokeball card in like my 4th pack.
I haven't gotten anything since.
That was my peak. I've gotten fuck all since. It's been awful. However, Celestial Guardians will be coming out here relatively shortly, just because they could never let us finish an expansion pack. So if you're expecting it to come out relatively soon, just look at how close you are to finishing, and the closer you are, the sooner it'll be out.
Yeah, I'm literally 4 away, but they're all EX cards, and the hit rate on those are like damn near impossible. And then if I want to buy them with the pack points, they're 500 pack points each, but you only get 5 pack points per pack you open. So, I mean, you do the math there. I got to open up like 100 packs just to get 1 card. Fuck out of here. Because I'm already going to be worrying about the next set. Like, you don't have time. But hence,
for those of us that are not dreaming of finishing your set, April 30th is where this is going to come out for you.
All right.
After all of that, just all that sport bitching that I just did, right? We got one really, really good thing coming out of Nintendo, and that's going to be the online editions. And we are looking at Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones. So for anybody who is a fan of the Fire Emblem series, get ready for the Sacred Stones because that is going to be coming out to the Switch for you.
That released on the Game Boy Advance, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was the Advance.
Yep. 04 in Japan, 05 in the West.
Look, let me tell you, man, everybody who is playing games between 2001 and like 2008 is just fucking living high on the hog right now.
They were.
Between RuneScape Dragon Wilds,
Oh yeah.
like Fire Emblem, The Sacred Stones, Oblivion, like come on now.
It's a good time to be alive. All right, that's all the Nintendo news, but let's talk about the exciting news out of Valorant. They got the recent announcement that the mobile version of the game has been announced and it's coming from Lightspeed Studio. Um, I'm trying to see. It will be first coming out into China first, and later to everyone else. They just want to make sure everything is good to go. I think I do got a trailer here. Let me see if I can find it. If they did, yeah, I sure did. Look at me go. Just look at me go. Roger, you excited to play Valorant on your phone? Lose your mind? He's like, fuck, no.
Oh God, what? Sorry, I had a stroke when you asked if I was going to play a first-person shooter or a third-person shooter on my fucking phone. What am I?
COD
What
Mobile
am
does
I?
really well, I
Like
guess.
12 years old?
Or Fortnite, you know. But yeah, I feel like this is definitely for that younger generation that kind of grew up with like playing games on their phone as the norm. Like this is just
Mhm.
reaching out to that audience. I mean, you talking about it for a long time, how big the mobile market is when it comes to video games, and just getting Valorant into your hands, and how much money they're really going to print with the fucking cash shop that they got, the $30 bundles that they release, that people apparently spend their money on. You know. But yeah, I feel like I would break my phone if I wanted to play Valorant on my phone. Like, I mean, thank goodness I have like the backbone. It would be a lot easier than trying to use touchscreen controls. Like, I would lose my shit trying to use the touchscreen. Like, it just would not work for me. But yeah, so that was an exciting announcement for Valorant. Anybody looking forward to breaking their phone in half, go check that out. All right, Roger. This is a game that refuses to die, gets constant updates as well, and that's Disney. Disney Dreamlight Valley. What's going on in that world or
Yeah,
realm
so they
or
just
whatever?
added well, I guess they've added a new realm, and that is they've added Alice in Wonderland. So this game has continued to pump out different content updates to go to different areas and just add different characters throughout the world of Disney. And this one is now going to add a new Cheshire Cat event. They're gonna return to Dreamlight Park Fest with which is a rewards based on Disney parks. New weekly Dream Snap challenges, new items in the store, more premium shop stuff, the
Looks
ability
like
to
they're getting
upgrade
an
small and medium
uncrafting station.
chests. Yeah, people are allowed to update grids on tables allowing for better item placement so that they're not free placing items. There are new house expansions. Like, there's just a ton of stuff to keep doing in this. This is Animal Crossing, but on steroids. It feels like.
Yeah, yeah. Me and my wife actually hopped back into this a couple weeks back and was playing it again. It was like this game was just a nice chill game.
Mhm.
Do you guys plan on hopping back into it with Jordan? Maybe.
No time for
I
it,
know
man.
too many
You-
games.
You're asking the dumb questions.
I know,
man.
man. But it's just like
We're at that.
but like some updates are enough to bring you back, no matter what you're playing, no matter how many games
just-
you're playing. You know, some updates are worth
There's
going back to.
not enough in this. I'm not a Disney guy. Like, Disney's okay, but like I still want to play Oblivion, but to play Oblivion, I need to play Clair Obscur, and to play Clair Obscur, I need to be off the podcast. And to be off the podcast, we gotta stop talking about Dreamlight Valley.
To be on the podcast, you have to say you beat these games and call it a fucking day. So it's a catch-22
but
at this
no.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's a lot going on out there to play, and there's just not enough time. There's
Yeah.
literally not enough time in the day.
Well, it just always feels like this in like late spring, early summer. Like they just dump shit on us, and it feels like every year. And we can test this. We can go back to a year ago on the podcast where we were just talking about games that we wanted to play that we just didn't
Couldn't
have
play,
a chance to
yeah.
because we're already fucking playing other games. And so we just never get this. It's always feast then famine, and we just always end up just like once feast happens, we don't know what the hell to do with ourselves.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
It's
We're in that
kicking
time of
around.
year where, like, we get the massive dump of games, and then all summer long it's pretty like scarce. But it's like more about like all the gaming events that are going on, and we're learning about what's coming out in the holiday season, and then what's coming out in spring of the next year that we're gonna have to prepare for. And it's like my backlog just
What a
keeps
weird,
bigging
it
bigger
just
and
keeps
bigger.
growing, dude. It just keeps growing. Eventually, if we can't play these games now, well, I'm sure we'll be able to play the remaster in like 4 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Look
Especially
at
if
you, Last
PlayStation's
of Us.
making them. All right, Scott, what's coming from EA, man?
You know, some pretty good things actually. If anybody's into sports, you got some good things to look forward to. But particularly if you are into Star Wars, you have something very good to look forward to. I don't know how you guys feel about basically RTSs, some strategy games, some tactics games. But Star Wars Zero Company was officially revealed from Respawn Entertainment and Bit Reactor. So this is going to be developed by Bit Reactor in collaboration with Respawn Entertainment and Lucasfilms. The game is set during the Clone Wars and features turn-based tactics campaign with deep strategy and gripping Star Wars storytelling. So we finally get a little bit of RTS with our Clone Wars that we love so much, just in time for the re-release of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith in theaters. And so now we're getting this. I mean, anybody who loves tactic games and loves Star Wars, like this is 100% for you. Currently, the window, we haven't had any months yet, but we do have next year as when they are planning to release this. I can't wait, honestly. This seems like it's going to be really fun. I do love some turn-based RTSs and tactic games, and just adding the Clone Wars into this is gonna be fun. It's gonna make it that much more enjoyable. What are you guys thinking about this?
My man, top comments. Somebody said, "Now imagine when the stormtroopers still miss at 95% accuracy." XCOM boys, I'm just feeling the XCOM.
That's that 5% piece right there. Never underestimate a stormtrooper's ability to work within that 5%.
So, I'm not usually the tactics guy, but since you're tagging on my favorite IP in all of existence being Star Wars, I will probably 9 out of 10 give this a go. Now, whether I like it will be the different story because I don't usually do the greatest with tactic games. I mean, I was recently playing Mario and Rabbids, which is a tactics like game, and that has been kind of enjoyable. I really want to get into Marvel's Midnight Suns because I heard that was really well. That was a tactics game from the XCOM developers. So, and I always have heard how great XCOM was, and that was one of the games I never played. So maybe this is my chance to finally give a tactics game a go, especially like having the IP of Star Wars may keep me around longer than some just generic brand new IP tactics game. So that's where I'm at with it.
I'm interested to see if you do pick this up, what you think about it, because like tactics games, like for people that don't like tactics games or didn't like original tactics games, or like RTSs, anything like that, turn-based, I'm interested to see how you feel about this because like I love the turn-based, the tactics, like the RTS, like feel to a lot of games like that. And just adding Star Wars on top of that is a boon for me. However, Star Wars is going to be what's bringing you into it and getting it the first time. So I'm interested to see if you do pick this up, what you do think about it because it is it's very granular. When it comes down to the fights, like the battles and stuff like that, it like if they do it the way that it looks like they will be doing it in that preview, it will be pretty granular. And I'm interested to see what you think about Star Wars games at that just low of a level when it comes down to where you're controlling one person every turn for each like each squadron and each like however they do it. Like I'm interested to see. So
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've been definitely broadening my horizons in more genres over the past few years. Like, if you would ask me if I would have been playing a JRPG, even like let's just say 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I'd have been like laughing at your face. But if it wasn't for Roger introducing the genre with Nier, probably would never have touched JRPGs in my life. And here I am, I'm currently playing Expedition 33, which is a JRPG, just in a different sense. So it's been cool to check out different genres and just seeing what I truly been missing out instead of playing the same kind of game over and over again. But yeah, I'll definitely be able to report back once this comes out sometime next year, as long as it doesn't get delayed.
I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to hear what you think about this in like November of 27.
Yeah, I'll get back to you. But what's going on in the EA Sports realm, man?
Dude, outside of all of that lovely talk we just had with Star Wars, we do have 2 new sports games coming out. For those of you that do love the sports games, we have Madden 26 will be coming out on August 14th. It is not, however, going to release on the PS4 or the Xbox One. So get with the times. Get that stuff
I think
ready
they said this is the first time
game.
in like 12 years or something like that.
They're not
coming
doing
to
it
those
backwards.
platforms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It will release on the Nintendo Switch too, though. So go ahead and get ready for that. And this is the first time it's going to be on Nintendo for 13 years. So it's the first time in 13 years that it's going to be coming on Nintendo. So
shout out to Nintendo getting the love, man.
Pre-order.
The games are coming back to the platform.
Get your pre-orders in if you can. It is also coming. It is also coming to PC as well, so you can go ahead and enjoy that on anything but the PS4 and Xbox One.
Even my
after
phone.
That, it's gonna come on our mobile phones. I mean, if you have a Samsung fridge, it'll probably be coming to that. But God help you if you have a PS4 and an Xbox One. For those of you that don't like Madden 26, we do have College Football 26 coming out, and that will be coming out July 10th. That is going to be coming to the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S. It will not probably be coming to the PS4 or the Xbox One, so keep an eye out for that. However, there is no PC or Switch 2 announcement. So
curious on that one.
Yeah,
especially knowing how
they had
big
the Madden and then not the college football.
Knowing how big College Football 25 was last year, why wouldn't you try to bring it to PC market at least? I could understand the Switch 2, why not? But the PC, I don't know why they would skip that out.
Because fuck you, that's why.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe it's the same issue GTA is doing.
They know their PC players really only care about the professional footballs, the professional foosballs. That's really it.
But I love how like they're marketing like the games together almost, because like you can start a high school career in the college game, and then like you can take your player all the way from high school to the NFL, and it carries from college football into the Madden game, which they kind of did before, but like starting in high school is also fucking dope.
I'm just waiting for them to get to the point to where they introduce like the tutorial of the game, or like the beginning of the game is actually like you just doing IVF and picking stats for your newborn child, and then it becomes it's like a Sims game for like
sports
2 hours, and then it's like a black screen comes up and says after some time, and then you're just in high school, and then it just picks up like. That's what I'm just waiting for at this point, because they just keep going back further and back further, and just we're dancing on weird territory.
You're gonna be able to play in the Pee-wees and the ponies here soon.
Yeah, like hey, it's gonna be a choose your own adventure up until like high school. It's like, did you play Pee-wee or did you play flag football? Like what are you doing here? Because that's going to affect your stats. Like, so are you fast or are you tough? Like, which one?
RPG to the fullest. All right.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, let's go ahead.
Can't wait to not play those.
Yeah, I'm excited for college football. I played the shit out of 25. I'm excited for 26. But let's talk about another game I'm super excited for. It is coming out in the summer. It did get its official release date, and that is for Remedy's upcoming game called FBC Firebreak, coming out on June 17th. And I'm going to go ahead and get the trailer here up on screen. So this is definitely an interesting take in their typical games, because like this is a 3-person like cooperative like game. Like think of like Left 4 Dead meets the Control universe. And you're just like cleaning house, like you're going back into the borough of Control, like the eldest building that you play in the Control game, and like you're just cleaning house with these like unorthodox weapons sometimes. Like some of these, like you have like a shotgun or like a regular gun, but then you can create shit. Like you can like shoot a gun that shoots like sticky notes, and it like takes control of the body or some shit like that. It's like some weird type of shit. And it's just trying to complete the levels, and then the sticky notes can attack you too and cover up your screen. This almost also reminded me of Roger. Remember we played? I think we played Rainbow Six Extraction. That's also what it kind of reminds me of in a way. But this game looks like it actually has a lot of lore, a lot of content that it can actually pull from a little bit better. And I just hopefully that this gameplay is a lot smoother and more like hooking compared to the Rainbow Six game that we played. But does this gameplay excite either of you guys? Because I know I'm excited just because I love the Remedy universe that they have going on.
It looks fun and silly, but like you gotta find time to be able to play it though. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where do we fit in and get time to play this? Because this is clearly us having to go through and play like it's going to be a game where you have to like sit there and grind out content.
Well, that's what they said. They said that this game is not that. They were like, there's not like a pay to win. There's nothing like FOMO. There's none of that. It's like they want this game to be one of those games that you like pick up and play at random times for any length of time, and you can always come back to it and not feel like you missed out on anything or feel like you're so far behind because everyone else has everything unlocked and you don't. So I'd be curious to see how that truly plays out in a way. Like it has to make sense.
Like if it just plays like freaking Left 4 Dead style gameplay, I'm in. I'm super in.
Yeah. So definitely one of those wait and see. But hey, it comes to Game Pass day one, so it's one of those games that we do not have to waste money on, and we just get to check it out and see if it's one of those games like this game is dope, or we get to and you're like, it was all right. It wasn't my cup of tea. Let's move on to whatever is hot at the time.
Don't have to pay to play.
Yeah, which is dope. All right, Roger. Let's talk about the Double A King here.
All right, so Space Marine 2 has released their 7th full update, and this is the Trigon update. So with this, we have a new PvE map called Exfiltration, and a new boss is added to the game, the Trigon. So the Trigon is a burrowing deep strike unit used to get stuff in behind enemy lines. This boss is going to jump in out from the ground underneath of you and attack.
Seems pretty
cool. New weapon added to the game, the Inferno Pistol. It's for Assault, Vanguard, Sniper, and Heavy. You'll also have 2 new colors to choose from. These are all free content added to the game. You'll have Thousand Suns Blue and Vulpes Pink. You'll also get skins and DLC cosmetics. If you have the Season Pass, you'll get Space Wolves Chapter Pack, which has 3 Space Wolf weapons, and the Imperial Fist Champion Pack has Plasma Incinerator skin. You'll also be able to see improvements in PvE and PvP, prestige ranks and rewards in PvE, PvP private lobbies are now added, and Bulwark Cloth, 17 new options, and hands for coloring, which is really cool. There's also some balancing tweaks to make bolt weapons better, weapon perks updated, and extended weapon arsenal in PvE. And honestly, just general bug fixes. So, like, this is a game that they truly are giving it the labor of love, even though they've already announced Space Marine 3.
Right. And hence, this is another game that me and you have been dying to get back to, but it's like, how the fuck do we go back to a game?
Like,
it's like really hard. Yeah. But yeah, shout out to the people that's just been playing this game nonstop and just enjoying this content and being able to focus in on one game. I really don't know how people do it, if you ask me.
I hope they enjoy it.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Ubisoft here. They had a recent news that I dropped into it. I was like, trend chasing, maybe a day late and a dollar short, has announced that they are developing a new battle royale heavily inspired by Apex Legends. I'm like, we don't need another battle royale. They've already developed one. It flopped and they deleted it and no longer is playable. But they're trying again, and it's not even tied to any specific universe, at least as of right now. And it's like, we don't need this. What is Ubisoft doing? Like, we thought that they were cleaning house and making the decisions to, get back on track. But who knows? We'll see. But let's talk about
they're gonna end up taking Yeah, go ahead. Good.
I was gonna say they're overcomplicating their games at this point. Like they just want to do everything. Like I literally saw Assassin's Creed, like all the reviews are like people are like, I just want to turn off everything that isn't just the story now. I'm tired of opening up the map, looking at this menu, going here and doing.
Don't get me started. I've already went on a rampage 2 weeks ago when I was with Paul, because
I
Paul
know.
was an avid
I-
AC Shadows player. Yeah.
I
It took me
I
10
heard about it
hours
because-
to unlock Yasuke, the second playable
Mhm.
character. That is
Well,
fucking
do
insane.
better.
10
Do
hours.
better.
Yeah, do better. Ubisoft, do better.
No, Ubisoft. Sorry, I was talking about you do better. But no,
Yes, sir.
it's basically what I was gonna say is Roger said it in far less words than I would. Is they're gonna over engineer this shit. They're gonna make it a mix and match of everything that is out right now. Try to pretend like, oh, people like this, and they're gonna put it together, and somehow they're gonna make it not work.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure it'll fuck it up. Daughter wants to make an appearance. She wants to say hi. Yeah, you tell
Oh,
her.
there she
You
is.
say hi. Go ahead and say hi.
There she is.
We're trying to close out this week's episode, okay? We got a few more topics, and then I'll come get you, okay? I know. But yeah, last but not least for Ubisoft, the Division 2 got its announcement for the Battle for Brooklyn DLC. So they're really returning to where the first game really took place, and there's gonna be some areas where like you're gonna notice, hey, I was on this road before, I was in this area before from the previous game, but like here's how like the time difference, how things may have changed. Think the Earth overgrowing back and taking over the city. It's also a different season because in the first division it was set like in a winter time, where now it's more like a fall. I think it is like spring or summer fall timeline. But this is Explore Brooklyn. This is the long lost map that was cut from the original 2013 trailer. You get a fresh story, missions, desperately needed new battleground, quality of life upgrades. And they're just trying to make this game right, you know. And I think the Division 2 is beginning so much life into it. And obviously we still got the Division 3 in the works. Like I'm really stoked for that one to come out. But I will get this is like the deep dive. I don't really want to play this too much. It's like a 9-minute trailer, but I'm gonna see if I can find some like gameplay from it. But yeah, man, I'm really excited maybe to check this one out. There's also like ways to like get into this where like you can buy like the it comes with like a credit to like level your character up to like the max level, so you don't feel like you have to grind out through everything just to experience this DLC pack, which is great because like I started over on the Division 2, so it'd be nice to just create a brand new character to check out this DLC without having to grind my current character through everything to get to it. So that's gonna be pretty awesome to be able to go back and take a look. But I can't remember. Have either of you guys played the Division or the Division 2? Yeah.
I've not.
It's one of those games that I really enjoyed, but it is one of those games that's like it can be very, very, very time consuming. Like the story is quite long. It's another like 30-hour game, give or take. But like it's all about that end game grind of maxing out your gear and
MMO
doing
style game.
dailies. Yeah. But it's like it can be played solo unless you do some of the other content if you really want to. But yeah, really looking forward to that. All right, Scott, let's go ahead and I guess I didn't attach a name to that. I guess you filled your name in. But you
I figured at this point, you all have taken so much out of that. I'm like, well, I'll give you guys a chance to just sit back
breathe
and
and
relax and enjoy the show. You know, breathe a little bit. But what he's talking about here, of course, everyone, is some news coming out of 11-Bit Studios. And 11-Bit Studios has announced Frostpunk 1886. And for those of you that aren't familiar, Frostpunk 1886 is going to be a gritty remake of the original survival city builder. It's set in an alternate 19th century where a volcanic winter has plunged the world into an endless freeze. You play as the leader of a desperate group of survivors trying to build and maintain a city around a massive coal-powered generator, making impossible choices about warmth, food, labor, and morale while hope dwindles and the cold never lets up. Built in the Unreal Engine
Yeah.
5.
Imagine.
Who would have thought? I put that pause in there, just waiting for you. Oh, I love it. Took the bait. The remake does promise enhanced graphics, deeper mechanics, mod support, and new moral systems. Sorry. Um, like the expanded purpose path, it's colder, harsher, somehow even more addictive. Going to be coming out in 2027.
So Roger, I know you were playing Frostpunk, the ones that came to Game Pass recently. Are you excited for the remake of the OG to give it a go?
I might play it because I beat Frostpunk 2, but never beat Frostpunk the original game. I felt like it was actually too hard even for me.
Yeah, so hopefully this remake can fix that, make it more approachable and whatnot. But yeah, man, I think this is like one of the first games that has a 2027 tagline. Like, we're still in 2025. We still don't even know what's really coming out the rest of this year, let alone 2026. This game was like, I'm announcing it extremely early. I'm not coming out to 2027. Like, fuck, it's gonna come out the same time as Elder Scrolls 6, maybe, right?
Not even. It's
No.
probably going to come out 5 years. 5 years before that. But I will say, like, this is the first one that we've seen that's like the 2027 release time is honestly setting expectations better than what we've seen in the past 3 years.
Yeah, there's definitely not much.
If I could be so bold.
So the list of games as of right now that's kind of known as The Witcher 4, the Intergalactic, The Heretic Prophet, which is Sony's exclusive game coming out, Frostpunk 1886, and Welcome to Brightville are all, as of right now, supposed to come out in 2027. And that's all we got. It's crazy. I'm actually surprised we have that many, if you want me to be frank with you, especially in the how game development has been lately, especially with the delays and the layoffs and all the other stuff, and just struggling with developmental costs and whatnot. Why are we announcing games in 2027? I feel like back then, like when we used to go to not us going to E3, but when E3 was a thing, like announcing games a ways away, that was a cool thing. But now, like, don't announce a game unless it's like coming out soon. Or at least within like a year.
I think that comes off as pretty entitled of you, Vic.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, any last comments or remarks before we close out this week's episode finally?
None here.
Man, if you haven't played it, fucking play freaking Expedition 33. Like, it is generally one of the best things I've played recently. Like, it is so much fun. And it's smooth, it's quick, it feels fast. Like, if you know what you're going to do for each one of your characters, you can click through the menu so fast.
It is insane.
And it just feels smooth. The combat is just go, or as slow as you want it to be.
Right, because it can be very methodical. Like, you can plan like 3 steps in advance. Like, if I do this move with this character, he's going to get an ability that's going to enhance this ability with this character. And it's like, oh, fuck, this shit's crazy. Yeah, it's definitely badass. But yeah, so if that's all, let's go ahead and thank everyone who came through and checked us out live today here on Twitch, and anyone who does check us out later on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you may listen to us at. But Roger, where can the community find you at?
Hey, I'm here if you're looking to talk, looking to chat. You can find me on Discord. Those are the only 2 places I'm at right now.
Yes, sir. What about you, Scott?
Basically, same as Roger. You can find me here most Sundays. But if you can't find me here on a Sunday, you can find me on my Discord any other day of the week, Scobeywan. And if you want to set aside some time to chat or you want to play some games, just get a hold of me there.
And of course, everyone, you can check me out on Twitter at Mr Never Chillin _ Threads is Mr Never Chillin. Xbox is X Never Space Chillin. If you want a game, party up, hit me up there. I haven't played my PS5 in a while, but it's VBrew24 on there. Facebook is Vic Brubacher. For any questions, concerns, or if you want to come on the show, hit me up there. And give me a follow on Twitch at twitch.tv / Mr Never Chillin. So whenever, maybe I'll start streaming some Marvel Rivals, since now I started to give that a go today. But nonetheless, we do want to thank everyone again. And until next week, peace. And go play Expedition 33.
Press start podcast.